Hello there, I'm Jenny, welcoming you to the week with your first news round. You're going to want to watch all this. We find out what world leaders have promised to do about climate change. Jamie Johnson tackles the issue of racism in football.
Both couples have fought for their place in the competition. Judges, it is now over to you.
And we find out which couple left Strictly this weekend. First up, world leaders have finally struck a landmark climate change deal aimed at reducing global warming at COP26. The Glasgow Climate Pact is the most important deal of its kind since 2015, but lots of people say the pledges don't go far enough. Here's our roundup of the conference from the past 2 weeks.
In my lifetime, I don't think there's ever been a more important event in this city than the one that's happening today. It's called COP26, a meeting of the world's most important leaders.
There's plenty of young people here to make their voices heard.
This is when everything could change.
I feel like COP26 is not going to achieve that much.
For the last 2 weeks, leaders from around the world have made some big announcements at COP26. More than 100 world leaders promised to end and reverse deforestation by 2030, including Brazil, which is home to the Amazon rainforest.
We can see our plants don't flower like they did before. The rivers are dying because the deforestation make the rivers dying.
The US and China agreed to work together this decade to limit global temperature rise to 1.5 degrees. As two of the world's biggest carbon dioxide emitters, this pledge was seen as a surprise and a big step forward. But in the final deal, this unfortunately didn't go ahead. Critics weren't happy with the deal on coal, something that many countries still heavily rely on. Earlier in the conference, there was talk of a commitment to phase out coal. India opposed it, and the language in the Glasgow Climate Pact was changed to say coal should be phased down. Young people were once again leading the way, making their voices heard, with activists like Greta Thunberg and Vanessa Nakate making an appearance.
We simply don't believe it.
As part of the final deal, richer countries agreed to give more money to poorer countries to help deal with the effects of climate change, like extreme heat. But some poorer countries felt the money did not go far enough due to how often their countries faced extreme weather conditions. Overall, there has been some progress at COP26 and a deal has been struck, but still many say the pledges from those in power don't go far enough to stop the Earth from warming to a limit of 1.5 degrees.
Thanks, Ricky. Moving on, racism in football is something lots of people have been talking about. It follows several incidents earlier this year, which have seen a number of black football players receive racial abuse, both in person at matches and online. CBBC show Jamie Johnson is highlighting the problem in some of its latest episodes. Here's Ricky with more.
You may have heard lots about racism in football recently. It's something that's affecting some of the UK's top black football players, and now it's a topic that's being explored by CBBC's Jamie Johnson. And today we come to a special screening of those episodes, attended by some children from a nearby school, to find out what they think about them and also to hear their views on racism in the sport.
What did you say? I dare you say it again! Go on, say it! Go on, say it again!
I think the Jamie Johnson episodes were quite moving, as it showed the different aspects of how people deal with racism.
I thought the Jamie Johnson episode was really inspiring, because it just taught everyone what we should do about racism and how it's a big problem in our community.
To tackle it, I think we should all, as a community, fight against this, against the people who are being racist.
Racism, you can't let it slide, it has to be fixed.
Hi NewsRound, my name's Keaton and I play Freddie and Jamie Johnson.
Freddie, hey! What did I tell you? Rise above it.
No, but one of them just shouted something racist.
When I found out that this storyline was being covered, it was nerve-wracking because I have to like show the audience what Freddie was going through, like, so I had to be completely transparent. The scene in the changing room was particularly hard to film because it took like the whole thing took about 2 days, so it was 2 whole days of filming just in that one spot, and yeah, it turned out well, so it was all worth it. When you experience something, it could be racism or like any form of discrimination, you're not alone. Your teammates should always back you, and if they don't, then you know that's not the place for you.
Thanks, guys. Well, you can watch Jamie Johnson from 5 p.m. today on BBC iPlayer to see Freddie's journey in full. And if you've experienced racism or bullying, we have lots of advice for you on our website. Watch this.
Anti-Bullying Week starts from today, and this year's theme is all about kindness. Here at NewsRound, we've spoken to many of you about bullying. To find all these videos and stories, all you have to do is scroll down to our special section about advice on bullying. You can find out more about this year's One Kind Word idea, the latest survey results of how many of you think other kids are kind. We've also got lots of inspiring videos too of children who've overcome bullying and advice on how to deal with both trolls online and offline. Last up, BBC Own It are also asking all kids to unite and deal with bullies and trolls together. You can find out more about their campaign. It's called Kids Unite on their website. And remember, if you're worried that you or anyone you know is being bullied, speak to an adult that you trust, and you can find more help and advice on the BBC Own It.
Thanks, Ricky. Entertainment news now, and the 7th celeb left Strictly last night. If you haven't caught up yet, you might want to turn your eyes and your ears off right now. And it was Dragon's Den star Sarah and her partner Ali Ash who had to hang up their dancing shoes after facing Tilly and Nikita, who were in the dance-off for the 2nd week running. The remaining couples have a ticket to next Saturday's musical special. Here's what Sarah had to say.
I had no idea any of this was in me, so it's been a life-changing experience and one I've just loved every second of.
You have been an absolute joy, a testament to hard work. Thank you for letting me spend so much time, not just with you, but the whole family. I've been so welcomed up north. It made me feel like I'm back home in Slovenia, actually, because everyone is so lovely and friendly.
Nice one. Well, that is all we have time for this morning. But head online for more of the day's top stories, including today's happy news and tips on how to help wildlife in your garden this weekend. And of course, we're back with more TV tomorrow morning from 7:40. Bye.